The power of spiritual enlightenment. Author Shri Rajeev Thatte. B.Pharm from UDCT and MMS Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. About the author. Shri Rajeev Thatte is a first generation entrepreneur. Started his pharmaceutical manufacturing unit in Mumbai in 1981, 44 years back. Shri Rajeev has manufactured coconut oil, refined coconut oil, spices and Ayurvedic medicines for reputed brands in India. Simultaneously, he started writing in media and publications and became a popular author. Shri Rajeev started his Facebook pages and YouTube channel Enjoy Happiness. This has got over 1 lakh subscribers in last 1 year. Few years back, Shri Rajeev had a car accident leading to skull fracture, then epileptic fits, paralysis, and rectal cancer and tuberculosis. After so many calamities he had faced, he donated his kidney to his beloved wife Sandhya. In these ailments and sufferings, Shri Rajeev kept on moving on the path he had chosen with determination in his happy and cheerful life. Mr. Rajeev is now 67 years old and is moving all over the world, giving lectures, spreading love, kindness, happiness and mindfulness in all the humanity. The power of spiritual enlightenment. Part 4. Author Shri Rajeev Thatte. The origin of fear. Fear is one of the most primal emotional experience by humans and is deeply rooted in our evolutionary past. It is a natural response designed to protect us from danger and ensure survival. However, where fear once served as a critical mechanism for survival in the wind, its origin and purpose have evolved with time and it often manifests in ways that are no longer timed to immediate physical threats. Biological roots of fear. Fear originates in the brain, especially in a region called amygdala, which plays a key role in processing emotions. When a potential threat is perceived, the amygdala triggers the body's fight or freeze response, activating the autonomic nervous system. This leads to physiological changes such as increased heart rates, heightened alertness, rapid breathing, adrenaline release. These responses prepare the body to face or escape the danger, ensuring survival. Evolutionary origins. Fear has been instrumental in human evolution. Early humans lived in the environments filled with predators, natural disasters, and other life-threatening dangers. Fear helped them detecting danger. By remaining hyper alert, they could identify predators or hostile situations quickly. Take action. Fear-induced reaction such as fleeing or fighting allowed early humans to escape or neutralize threats. Learn and adapt. Fearful experiences taught early humans to avoid dangerous situations in the future. Over time, this survival mechanism became hardwired into our biology. Psychological and social fear. As humans transition from hunter-gatherer societies to modern civilization, the nature of fear changed. While physical threats diminished, psychological and social fears became more prominent. These includes fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss of relationship, status or possessions, fear of the unknown. Such fears often arise through thoughts, beliefs, and expectations rather than actual physical threats. Unlike the tangible dangers of the past, modern fear often abstract and rooted in the mind. Sources of fear. Conditioning. Fear can be learned through personal experiences or observing others. For example, a child who is bitten by a dog may develop fear of dogs, or they may inherit a fear from their parents' reaction. Imagination. Humans have the unique ability to imagine future scenarios. While this helps with planning, it also creates a fear of hypothetical situations that may never happen. Societal pressures. Cultural norms and societal expectations contribute to the fears like not meeting standards, being judged, or losing social status. Uncertainty. The fear of the unknown is one of the most universal fears. It stems from a lack of control or predictability about the future. Trauma. Past traumatic experiences can leave emotional scars leading to long-lasting fears or phobias. How fear manifests? Fear can manifest in various forms. Acute fear. Short-term fear triggered by immediate threats. Example, near-miss car accident. Chronic fear. Long-term, lower-level fear such as anxiety about finances or relationships. Phobias. Intense, irrational fear of specific objects, situations, or activities. Example, fear of heights or spiders. Existential fear. Deep fears related to the meaning of life, death, or the unknown. The role of fear in modern life. While fear was once a tool for survival, in modern world, it often becomes an obstacle. Fears of failure, rejection, or often becomes fears of failure, rejection, or judgment can limit personal growth and prevent individuals from taking risks or pursuing opportunities. Social media, news, and cultural narratives can amplify fears, making them feel more pervasive than they are. Overcoming fear. To rise above the fear, it is important to understand its origin and address its triggers. Steps to overcome fear include awareness. Recognize the fear and acknowledge its presence without judgment. Understanding. Analyze whether the fear is rational or a product of imagination. Mindfulness. Stay present and avoid being consumed by the hypothetical future scenarios. Exposure. Gradually confront fears to desensitize yourself to them. Positive thinking. Replace fear-based thoughts with empowering beliefs. Seek help. For persistent fears, professional help like therapy can be effective. Conclusion. Fear originates as a natural survival mechanism rooted in biology and evolution. However, in modern life, it has shifted from being a response to physical threats to one driven by psychological and societal factors. While fears can serve as a guide and motivator, unchecked fears often becomes a barrier. By understanding its origin and learning to manage it, we can free ourselves from its grip and lead more fulfilling, courageous lives. Fear may have necessary for survival in the past, but today mastering it is essential for personal growth and success. The ego's search for wholeness. The ego is a construct of the mind, a false sense of self that seeks to define who we are through external identities, possessions, and achievements. It thrives on separation and comparison, convincing us that we are incomplete and that we must seek fulfillment outside of ourselves. The ego's search for the wholeness is therefore never-ending pursuit driven by illusions and unmet desires. What is the ego? The ego is the I that we associate with our identity. It is the mental image we create about ourselves based on our roles, labels, accomplishments, and relationships. While the ego plays a role in navigating the world, its foundation is built on a belief in lack or incompleteness. It constantly seeks validation and worth from the external world to feel whole. Illusion of wholeness. The ego's primary illusion is that wholeness or completeness lies outside of us. It believes that accumulating wealth, achieving success, acquiring possessions, or being loved by others, it will finally feel enough. This illusion is deeply ingrained in modern society, where self-worth is often measured by external achievements. The truth, however, is not amount of external validation, not material gain, can fill the void created by the ego. This is because of the sense of incompleteness is eternal and external solution cannot resolve it. The ego is caught in a cycle of constant craving, achieving, and dissatisfaction. How the ego seeks wholeness through possession. The ego often equates having more with being more. It chases material wealth, believing that a bigger house, a luxurious car, or the latest gadgets will bring lasting happiness. Yet, even after acquiring this, the satisfaction is fleeting and the cycle of craving begins again. Through achievements. The ego ties its sense of worth to accomplishments, whether it is promotion at work, academic success, or social recognition. However, this pursuit is exhausting as each achievement only leads to new goalposts, leaving the ego perpetual dissatisfied. Through relationships. The ego often looks to others for a sense of completion. It may believe that being loved, admired, or desired by someone else will make it whole. However, this creates dependency and can lead to disappointment as no one can truly fulfill the void created by the ego through comparison. Ego thrives on comparison, needing to feel superior or better than others to validate itself. This can manifest as jealousy, competition, or judgment. However, comparing ourselves to others only deepens the sense of lack and separation through roles and labels. Ego attaches itself to roles such as parent, professional, or artist, and labels like nationality, religion, or status. While this can provide a sense of identity, they are temporary and superficial, failing to address the deeper need for wholeness. Why the ego can never feel the whole? The ego's search for wholeness is inherently flawed because it is based on the false premises that we are incomplete. In reality, our true nature is already whole and complete. The ego, however, blinds us to this truth by creating a sense of separation between who we are and the deeper consciousness within us. The more we identify with the ego, the more disconnected we feel from our true self. This disconnection is the source of sufferings as it keeps us trapped in a cycle of seeking and never finding. Finding the truth, wholeness. To end the ego's futile search for wholeness, we must recognize its illusions and turn inward. True wholeness cannot be found in the external world. It resides in the stillness of our being, in the realization that we are already complete. Awareness. Becoming aware of the ego's pattern is first step. When we observe our thoughts, desires, and fears without judgment, we can see how the ego operates and begin to detach from its grip. Acceptance. Accepting ourselves as we are without the need for external validation is the key to overcoming ego's sense of lack. Self-acceptance allows us to reconnect with our true essence. Presence. Living in the present moment dissolves ego's illusion. The ego thrives on the past and future, regrets, memories, and worries. But in the present moment, it loses its power. Meditation and mindfulness can help anchor us in the now. Connection to the self. Recognizing we are more than egoic identity allows us to tap into a deeper sense of being. This connection to the universal consciousness or higher Self reveals that we are inherently whole and interconnected with all of the life. Conclusion. The ego's search for wholeness is a journey that will never reach its destination because it is based on the false foundation. Wholeness is not something to be achieved or acquired. It is our natural state. By shedding the illusions of the ego and turning inward, we can discover the truth of who we are, complete, infinite, and at peace. The path to true wholeness lies not in seeking, but in awakening to the fullness of the present moment and the eternal essence within us. Moving deeply into the now. The present moment is the only reality truly have. The past is gone and future is yet to arrive. Yet our minds are often preoccupied with the memories of the past or anxieties about the future, pulling us away from the richness and depth of now. Moving deeply into the present moment is a transformative practice that leads to peace, clarity, and a deeper sense of being. Why the now is important? The now is the only moment where the life unfolds. It is the space where all experience happens. When we are truly present, we are free from the mental chatter that creates stress, fear, and dissatisfaction. Living in the now allows us to connect with the life as it is, rather than through the lens of our judgment, fears, or regrets. Obstacles to being present: the mind's constant activity. The human mind has a tendency to live in time, constantly replaying the past or imagining the future. The mental noise keeps us from fully experiencing the present. Ego identification. The ego thrives on attachment to the stories about who we are based on our past experience or future ambitions. This identification with time-based thoughts pulls us away from the present. Emotional pain and resistance. Emotional pain often keeps us stuck in the past, while resistance to what is happening now causes frustration or discontent. Practice to move out deeply into the now. Cultivate awareness. Begin by observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Notice how often your mind drifts into the past or future. This awareness is the first step of breaking free from time-bound thinking. Anchor yourself in the present. Use your senses to ground yourself in the now. Focus on what you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. For example, feel the texture of ground beneath your feet or the rhythm of your breath. Breathe consciously. Your breath is a powerful tool for anchoring in the present. Close your eyes and take few deep breaths, paying attention to the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. Let go of the resistance. Accept the present moment as it is without wishing it were different. Resistance to what is creates unnecessary sufferings. Surrendering to now opens the door to peace. Meditation and mindfulness. Regular meditation practices helps quiet mind and deepens your presence. Mindfulness or bringing your attention to the task at hand also strengthens your ability to stay in the now. Focus on inner body. Shift your attention inward and feel aliveness in your body. This practice helps you to stay connected to your inner being, which exists beyond time and thoughts. Observe the stillness. Looking for the stillness that underlies all the moments and noise, whether it is the silence between the sounds or space around the objects. This stillness is a gateway to timeless now. Benefits of living deeply in now. Inner peace. By letting go of past regrets and future worries, you can experience a profound sense of peace. Enhance awareness. Being present sharpens your awareness, allowing you to fully engage with life and appreciate its beauty. Freedom from suffering. Suffering is often rooted in resistance to present moment. Embracing the now dissolves this resistance. Improved relationship. Presence allows you to connect more deeply with others as you are fully there with them, free of distraction. Clarity and creativity. When your mind is not crowded by the time-based thoughts, clarity and creativity flow naturally. Conclusion. Moving deeply into the now is not just a practice, it is a way of being. It requires letting go mind's attachment to the time and embracing the timeless space of the present. By doing so, we connect with the essence of life itself. The now is where joy, peace, true fulfillment reside. All it takes is a willingness to pause, breathe, and fully immerse yourself in the moment. Life becomes richer, deeper, and infinitely more meaningful when you live in the now. Do not seek in the mind. The mind is a wonderful tool, a repository of knowledge, ideas, and memories. It allows us to plan, analyze, and solve the problems. However, when it comes to discovering who you truly are, the mind becomes a limitation rather than a source of truth. The essence of who you are, your being, your consciousness, cannot be found in the mind. Seeking yourself in the mind is looking for the ocean in a drop of water. Your true self is far greater than any thoughts, memory, or identity constructed by the mind. The nature of mind. The mind thrives on thoughts, past experiences, and future projections. It constantly labels, judges, and identifies. It creates an illusion of self, a collection of memories, roles, and desires that we often mistake for our true identity. This mind-made self is what we call the ego, and it is deeply rooted in the past or the future, but rarely in the present moment. The past and the future. The mind, it conditions to dwell in what has happened or anticipate what might happen. It clings to memories and uses them to define who you are. Similarly, it projects in the future with hopes, fear, and the expectations. This time-bound nature of the mind keeps you trapped in illusions. The ego's false identity. The ego identifies with external things, your name, job, possessions, achievements, and even failures. But these are not who you are. They are simply roles you play or experience you had. Your true self is beyond these surface level identities. Why you cannot find yourself in the mind? Thoughts are not you. The mind generates thousands of thoughts daily, but none of them define who you are. Thoughts are fleeting and often contradictory. Seeking yourself in them only creates confusion. The mind creates stories. The mind views narratives about who you are based on the external validation and social expectations, internal fears. These stories are not true essence but the mental constructs. The mind is limited. The mind operates within the boundaries, dividing and categorizing reality. Your true self, however, is limitless and transacts mental boundaries. The mind obscures the present. When you are lost in thoughts, you lose connections with the present moment. Your true self can only be experienced in now, not in the mind's time-bound dreams. Where to seek your true self? Turn inward. Your true self is not something you can think about. It is something you can feel. It resides in the stillness beneath your thoughts and space of pure awareness. Be present. The present moment is the gateway to true self. When you focus on your now, you step out of your mind's constant chatter and into the timeless stream of being. Observe your thoughts. Instead of identifying with your thoughts, become the observer. Notice how they arise and fade without attaching yourself to them. This shift from identification to observation is key to discovering your true self. Connect with consciousness. Your consciousness, your ability to be aware, is your true essence. It is not something the mind can grasp because it is the very space in which the mind exists. The freedom of not seeing yourself is in the mind. Peace beyond thoughts. When you stop identifying with the mind, you experience a profound sense of peace. You realize that the mental noise does not define yourself. Freedom from the ego. By not seeking yourself in the mind, you dissolve the ego's false identity. This brings freedom from comparison, judgment, and attachment. Authentic living. Without consent of the mind, you can live more authentically, guided by intuition and presence rather than mental conditioning. Connection to the infinite. Your true self is not limited by stories of the mind. It is infinite, timeless, and deeply connected to all of existence. Conclusion. You are not your thoughts, your past, or your future. You are not in the roles you play or the passions you own. Your awareness that observes it all, the stillness beneath the mental noise. The mind is a tool, but it is not the source of your true self. To discover who you truly are, stop seeking yourself in the mind and turn your attention inward. In the stillness of presence, you will find infinite depth of your being. This realization is the key to truly freedom, peace, and enlightenment. Thank you very much.